Blog versus Bob. This is your caster, Super Hoagie, now known as Tom Nook. And join with me is our lovely streamer and co-caster, No Not November. Hello, hello.
How's it going? How's it going?
I am fabulous. How about yourself?
I'm going pretty well. I'm going to pull up PickBan right here so we can look at what the teams have been picking so far. You can go ahead
The
and
team.
take it away. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
So as you see, the first round ban actually double banning Jabberwock from the title Blog, banning away the Kennen and Swain, both pretty good champions for Jabberwock in the top lane, as well as the Lux ban signature pick for Fleeing Panda, and then picked up Caitlyn, Yumi, and that's not a Zir, folks. That is actually, if I remember correctly, that is Maokai. That is a top lane Maokai. Second round, and then second round bans. You see the Galio, and that missing ban is Diana, Rumble, and Vel'Koz from the side of Bob. All very good bans. Um, so I think with the team comp of what looking at each of the team comp, I think Bob wants to pick somebody with either with Leona or Mordekaiser or Malzahar, even J4. You can pick out one key member, whether it's gonna be the Caitlyn. Ideally, you want to pick out either the Caitlyn or the Anivia, two relatively immobile champions. Anivia even more immobile because she's just the bird with the slowest movement speed in the game. So who knows what's gonna happen here. But what? Yeah, the stream is live. Can people hear us? Hello?
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. The stream's live. I just checked it. We have a third spectator in here. Are they just gonna watch the game, or are they gonna come cast too?
Who's gonna spectate? What are you talking about?
Vitalis is in the spectator pool.
Oh, that's because he's Blog's coach. That's why he's there.
Oh, got it. Makes
Correct.
sense. So now we got the actual pick ban for Inclient happening for the second time. Whoops.
But yep, Senna must ban against Riley. A very
Absolutely.
good scaling champion.
Absolutely.
More damage as you collect souls. Yep. So as you collect souls, you get more damage, and then also the utility on that champion's very nice.
Even
Mr. Matt
after those
Tarek.
nerfs, I didn't feel too much of a difference. If they really wanted to nerf her, I think what they should have done, and I believe I said this last week when I was streaming, is they should have kept the every 20 AD that you gain, you get your crit and attack range, not every 20 souls. They should have kept that at 20 AD and then just nerfed the scaling so that you get all your stats slower and not just 25% less damage.
Yeah, which is kind of weird in a change in a balanced sense, but you know happens, I guess. 200 years of game experience, am I right? Haha.
Absolutely. 200 years and all they can come up with new champions nowadays is healing in their kit in some form or fashion.
Fair enough. Anyways, I do like the team comp of both Blog and Bob. I think Blog's identity in this team comp is to do a front to back essentially and disengage when they try to do some sort of a hard engage. You can disengage either with Anivia walls, Anivia ult, Maokai ult, Yumi, Caitlyn traps. There's a lot of way to disengage the fight and also do a lot of zone controlling.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Blog wants to do, and the opposite of that is Bob, where Bob wants to go in and pick somebody out, pick a crucial member, and literally lock them down, whether it's through Mordekaiser ulti, Mordekaiser grab, the Cataclysm from J4, the Solar Flare, or Zenith Blade from the Leona, even the Shield of Daybreak. Malzahar is obviously Malzahar, also known as Nether Grasp. They all have really good pick potential. And top of that, there's Misfortune damage to layer on top of. And Misfortune, for several patches now, is one of the strongest ADCs in the entire game.
Yeah, she's
So
definitely really strong, and I'm hoping to see some really good positioning from Riley to be able to make the most use out of those misfortune ults. And I guess we'll see how those go as the game unfolds.
yeah, absolutely. I think it's very clear what Bob's win condition though. I think Bob theoretically has an easier to execute comp because you have one objective: lock someone down, kill them.
Yeah,
And
that's
yes,
that's basically it.
you can QS. You can Riley can or Caitlyn Jirachi can buy a QSS. Jirachi can buy QSS. Wukong can buy a QSS. Even Ganwian can build a QSS. Anyone can build a QSS to prevent the Malzahar ult or to cleanse the Malzahar ulti, the Mordekaiser ulti, the Shadow Realm, all of Leona's stuns. But then you have to also keep in mind of the Cataclysm. You can't QSS a Cataclysm because it's terrain, right?
Right, right. You just gotta flash it.
You have to flash it in most cases. You could use a dash ability for Wukong and you can use a net for Caitlyn. But if you lock down a champion like Anivia, yeah, she can't. She's not leaving.
I've never seen the interaction of a Anivia wall inside the Cataclysm. Does that happen?
You can.
What if the Anivia wall is bigger than the Cataclysm? Does it just go through?
It just goes through.
Huh. Interesting. This would be some
But anyways,
interesting shapes to be seeing on the Rift tonight. Oh, when I realized I misspoke earlier, that's not going to be Riley on the Misfortune. Riley's going to be on Caitlyn.
yeah,
Wrong
Riley's
team.
gonna
My
be.
bad.
Yeah, it's okay. That's Flydrate on Misfortune. Which Flydrate, props to Flydrate, by the way, originally started as a mid lane main, transitioned to an AD carry player, and he's done it beautifully.
Yeah, he's been definitely doing a really great job. I know any time that we've played into this team, I've always had to be really careful around Flydrate because if you underestimate what he's going to do, he's just going to shut you down, prove you wrong.
Yeah, like MC Crispy just said, Star AD carry, um, just said the team fights are going to be pretty messy. I think just because of the nature of everybody's ultimates, it's going to be pretty wombo-y. I think, but
I Go
I
ahead.
think if Blog plays to their win condition of being able to disengage whatever fights that's given to them, I think Blog definitely takes it. But at the same time, Bob is very good at locking people down. So who knows?
Right. I think
Type your prediction with hashtag Blog win or hashtag Bob win. Also, Beister, I agree. Who gave Ganwian his Anivia?
yeah, that was a really irresponsible decision. Like, yeah, Anivia's got the slowest movement speed in the game, but you're also putting someone on their main. You know,
The thing, the thing about Anivia though is that Anivia is in fact pretty immobile and pretty weak early. So I think what you're gonna have to do, especially if I was OG Juice Man, was go camp mid, right? Camp mid, shove the way after you kill the Anivia, shove the wave, and make sure Anivia misses a lot of farm before she can hit that level 6 power spike.
It'd be really beneficial for him to try his best to keep track of her passive timer for her egg, because anytime that that's down, he's gonna be want to be there. He's gonna want to be there just to try to take advantage of that. Because if it's up, you kind of got to kill a Nivea twice to get a kill. It takes a lot more time.
For sure. That's definitely correct. Although, a funny interaction that I learned while my brief moments of trying to learn Anivia, you can actually start channeling your teleport right before you die, and as long as they don't kill the egg or stun the egg before the channel contain until the teleport timer goes off, you can actually teleport while you're in your egg.
You can teleport your egg across the map.
Yeah,
Huh. That's
you
pretty
have to
cool.
you have to channel it though before you turn into an egg.
Gotcha. That makes sense. But it won't interrupt the channel being turned into the egg unless they interrupt the channel other ways that normally would.
Yeah, like stun
Interesting.
or silence or whatever.
Interesting. I did not know that. And he's got TP. Maybe we'll get to see that in this game. I highly doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's probably not. It's probably gonna use his ult for something more impactful than that, but something that you can do.
Hey, little Easter eggs. No pun intended.
Yeah. But anyways, if you see here, the skin game, I think I like the skin game of well actually they only have one skin in blog. Okay. Bob automatically wins, so you have
I
all
guess
five
so.
skins. I guess so.
I'm very partial to that Leona skin right there. I bought that with the Chroma bundle, and that's probably one of my favorite skins to use that I have to date. It's really fun. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead
Looks
and
nice.
pause it at 10 seconds.
Good, the game hasn't loaded in for me yet, so
All
perfect
right,
timing.
perfect. I need to get all these.
Make sure you get move around the portraits.
Yeah, I don't
Also, make sure you
remember.
turn on the objective timers, by the way.
Yeah, can you remind me how to do all that? I've got objective
Okay, so
timers. I'm turning off chat. Scoreboard is on. There we go. Okay.
and I paused at 11 seconds.
11.
If
Okay,
that's
it
okay.
just started streaming for me, so give me a few seconds. All right, I'm at 11 seconds. Let me move the scoreboard around, and then we'll get started here just momentarily.
Okay, great.
Let me
Okay.
see. What is this? Is this
Let me know.
Wukong top or jungle? I can't remember.
It's Wukong Jungle. You see the
Wukong
snipe.
jungle. Oh, looking on the sides. Okay, there we go. All right, ready. 3.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, unpause.
All right, here we go.
Oh, Riley apparently didn't get the memo of no skin. Okay, so they were trying to go no skin, which was already a bad idea. But the fact that there's only one skin is just bad. Just
Interesting.
really bad.
So we see a pretty basic 5-point coming down from both teams,
Boring.
right?
Just kidding. That's probably pretty smart idea.
It's definitely smart. I wouldn't want to be invading, really, if I was on
Uh,
either of these teams.
I especially wouldn't want to invade if I was on Bob because they have a lot of way to disengage and just like stop everything and just chunk them down and punish them for going in the first place.
Right. I just personally I don't like invading as Leona because you don't have anything. You
You don't
can
have
either get to them and then do nothing, or you could stun them, but you have to be on top of them. And both of those things are really very limiting in an invade scenario.
yes, yeah. Leona's level 1 is actually not that great.
It's awful. She pops off around level 3 or 4, but level 1 she's just not quite a champion yet.
And the Yumi begins.
And
Hello,
the Yumi
Yumi.
begins. I gotta love it.
Also, OP, I see you cheering for your favorite player. OP is a big fan of not just Master Fan, but also Flydrate.
Really? I did not know that.
Already good trade coming in from Jirachi onto Biscuit Hat. Really taking advantage at level 1. And then there's a trade going on in top lane. That trade level 1 by the Caitlyn is very important. Really utilizing that range advantage that Caitlyn and Yumi has over Misfortune Leona.
Definitely. And, chunking down the Leona when she's stepping up is, in my opinion, I like the way that they're going about that because it's going to be a lot harder for you to get onto that Misfortune, get some poke off. And, Leona's going to be frontlining. And if you could get her to either use her potions or just be half health, then when you get into like level 2 and level 3, when you want to take those big trades, she's going to be at a disadvantage.
Yep. And that's why you kind of, in a matchup like this, you kind of have to like be careful as Leona. You have to almost be counterintuitive, be a little passive about everything, because you have such a bad level 1.
Absolutely. And one of the traps that I fall into, very consistently is, especially on these tank supports where you're taking, where you're taking some of the farm. I will find myself trying to take as much farm as fast as possible to try to complete my quest item, and it puts me. Oh, and we see an engage coming down.
Yeah, we can see an engage coming down, but the trade comes in from a net comes out from Jirachi and gets out of that really quickly, and the Jabberwock just grabs the Maokai. Not Maokai taking a bunch of damage. Maokai is really low now though to do anything, and he's gonna have to sit under tower. He might miss all those minions actually. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to get those minions just because that minion's in a really bad spot.
Yeah, and Jabberwock still, with that Q, he's able to get a lot of damage down, even under the tower, without taking aggro.
Yep, really long range round. And we see that Riley is stepping up a little too far. Jirachi is stepping up a little too far in that Caitlyn and gets chunked down by press the attack. And Wukong comes up though to get on top of Biscuit Hat, but just gets out scot free.
Yeah, I think if they would have communicated that gank a little bit better, they could have gotten a little more from it. But the fact that Jirachi was just a little too far up there, maybe telegraphing that gank just a little too early, really cost them from being able to get anything out of that trade.
However, it doesn't really matter as much because Jirachi is just going to be able to heal off of that. And you see the engage coming onto JLP. JLP can actually disengage that though. It's fine. And then Riley's trying to set up a little bit of a slow push here. Or just actually, not on purpose. I don't think you want to really slow push right now.
Yeah, now is not my opinion, now is not the time to be pushing it.
Actually, it's fine for a slow push actually, because then they can take more favorable trades like they have been. Like a little like poke. Because if Leona tries to engage right there, they're just gonna take too much minion aggro.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you see the grab onto JLP and just goes for the minions. Get that farm.
Yep.
And then what's going on with the gold difference here? What do you think?
Well, I see
CS differentials.
I see, the CS difference in the top lane is showing, that's about a 500 gold lead. Most of the gold lead on the team could be attributed to that top lane farm difference. Everything else is, fairly close together.
Oh, we see the Shadow Realm going onto JLP. JLP is in the Shadow Realm with Jabberwock.
I don't see him getting out of this one.
No, he has to flash out, and First Blood comes onto Jabberwock. Both top laners flashed, but Jabberwock queued on top of JLP to finish that kill and get that First Blood.
Yeah, and that just widens that gold lead in the top lane. We're up to almost 1,000 gold difference between the teams already, which may not be too much, but early game is.
Oh, flash engage onto Jirachi, and then the OG Juice Man coming in with the Flag and Drag, and Jirachi is gone.
That was a really good trade for them.
Caitlyn and Leona flashed, and the TP comes in from Fleeing Panda, taking down that dragon, securing that dragon. I don't know if that TP was necessary.
I don't think it was, but sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry, especially this season with dragons being so important, especially in the early game. To have that just guaranteed first dragon, is better than to take the chances, I think.
And this is what I was talking about earlier with the really good engage potential from and lockdown potential from Leona plus Jarvan. Really locking down that Caitlyn. The Caitlyn has to position carefully in order to survive ganks like that.
Yeah, definitely. And even if she's playing fairly back, if she's not close enough to her tower, they could just get in on her with almost no, like,
And
there's
we
no way to see
and
it.
we see a gank coming into top lane onto Jabberwock. You see Jabberwock being ganked by Guy Fieri right now. Jabberwock doesn't have ulti to save himself, and Jabberwock gets taken down by Guy Fieri. Really good gank by Guy Fieri. Pushed up a little too far without vision from Jabberwock,
I
but at the same
agree.
time, really good job by Ganwian to be able to pull off that gank.
I almost wanted to see them go for Rift there. They trade a kill bot and lose the dragon, so maybe pick up a kill top and take the Rift. But we see them just go back to their lanes a little safely. Might be a good call, seeing as that Jarvan is over in the top side jungle, just playing a little bit more safely.
Now, also looking at what's going on with the map overall, and we see a plate being taken by JLP. But anyways, Violet, Sociocat, and Beister does have a really good point. Like MF Misfortune is always MF Leona is gonna have a really good. And we see the Shadow Realm going on to JLP. JLP is gonna get ganked by Doji Juice Man, and Oji Juice Man gets the flag and track off right as JLP gets off of that Shadow Realm, and then gets another kill off from Jabberwock. Really good gank presence coming in from Oji Juice Man.
Absolutely, I agree.
But like I was saying, MF Leona is a really good answer into Yumi lanes, just because there's not another body to absorb the CC and the pressure for the Leona to engage. Yeah, Yumi can heal a lot in the late game, but early game they doesn't have as much lane presence.
Yeah, that makes sense. And all Leona has to do is get in on the Caitlyn, and she basically locks down both of them. Otherwise, Yumi has to jump off, and Yumi is so squishy and so vulnerable that it's almost not worth it to try to get off, and you just take the CC and hope you can heal through it.
And then we see the Ganwian started using the Glacial Storm pretty well, so to shove out Fleeing Panda.
Yeah.
And we see a gank coming in from Wukong. Wukong gets a really nice Cyclone. Flydrake gets a really nice flash, but I don't think it's enough, as Jirachi finishes off Flydrake with the ace in the hole. And Mr. Matt gets clean kill onto Biscuit Hat. Really good gank by both junglers this game.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a huge jungle presence coming from both teams, and I think they're really going to be some really large deciding factors of to where this who wins the game is which jungler does a better job.
Although both junglers have really strong presence right now, OG Juiceman I don't think wins the trade against the Wukong. He's a little bit down in farm as well as in some items. Although he does opt for the Cinder Hulk build, which the Bomby Cinder is a really nice like early tankiness and buff and damage, so not
Yeah,
bad.
it'll
But
definitely help. It'll definitely help, and being the kind of champion that's going to want to go in, you're going to be able to take advantage of a lot of that extra damage. Just some poke coming down in the top lane from Jabberwock down onto the real JLP, just sort of making him stay back and making it to where he can't really push the lane at all.
now, unfortunately, he's down like 45 farm.
He's down like 45 farm. He's not being able to farm under tower, and anytime he pushes up out
And we
of
see
tower,
the
he just
I'm
dies.
gonna interrupt you right there because the Red Turtle has been dropped on the side of BOB, but Glacial Storm, having
Just doing
really good
glacial
game
storm
players.
things.
Yep, Anivia doing Anivia things.
That's
Just
basically
clearing
all
the
it
wave.
is.
And clears a Rift Herald, and Rift Herald is now neutralized.
And honestly, I don't think that trying to break in that that mid tower is really the way to go here, because with especially Ganween's playstyle on that Anivia, he almost wants you to take that first tower and have the lane
We see
push.
the Shadow Realm being dropped onto JLP, and then JLP drops down the Twisted Advance, but cannot get that final kill, and just gets taken down by Jabberwock. Jabberwock has 3 kills, and we see the MF and Caitlyn fighting, and the blue team takes the dragon right now. The gank comes out, but the flash comes out from Jirachi. Really good flash from Jirachi. Flash Cataclysm onto Mr. Man. And the Yumi is dead. Yumi cannot reattach because Yumi just got knocked up. Really good flash flag and drag coming in from the OG Juice Man from in that Jarvan.
Yeah, that was a really good response to what was happening bot lane. In my opinion, I think Matt should have maybe held his ult there. There may have been a little breakdown in communication, seeing as the Caitlyn, pops backwards not to get CC'd by the Leona, and then when Yumi ulted, it was just too far away for it to do anything. I think that just shows, just a breakdown in communication there. But in individual things like that, they happen. They happen all the time. It's hard to say every single thing you're thinking and doing in this game, because there's just so much all at once.
And Yumi's first purchase, it looks like she's going the Yumi's going Mikhail's first item, which is very smart, Mr. Matt, considering how much CC there is. Especially
Yeah.
if Riley is Jirachi actually builds a QSS on top of that, there's gonna be really hard to lock down Caitlyn. Especially
Absolutely.
only thing that she has to worry only thing that Caitlyn has to worry about is the Cataclysm, but then she can just net away from the Cataclysm.
Yeah, it's gonna make this bot lane, almost a little bit bulletproof in a sense. You can't do what your team wants to do. Your team wants to go in and lock them down. And
we see it engage onto JLP again with the grab, with that grab. I mean, keep going.
oh yeah, so the way that they're building is actually very, very smart, and I like to see that they're instantly adapting their build. Not saying, oh, I'm gonna change, my second or
Oh,
third.
hold on. But we see the Flagon Jack coming onto the bot lane. Jirachi's dead because of that engage, and then now it's just Ignite being dropped onto Yumi, but Yumi just gets away, just walks away.
I think this is the first time in League of Legends history where a Yumi doesn't die when the ADC does. Yeah, but as I was saying earlier, I like the fact that they're instantly, changing their builds. A lot of times you'll see, and myself included, I make this mistake a lot, saying, oh, I see that they have this on their team, so I need to build against it. Let me change my second or third item. But they're doing it immediately, and that's really smart for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we see the Spirit Visage rush on JLP. Then we see Anivia's just trying to hold down mid tower, which Anivia's able to do that very well.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we see the JLP being pulled into the Shadow Realm again by Jabberwock. Jabberwock is just mowing this Maokai now. Maokai burns the ultimate, and then Jabberwock is on a killing spree, 4-1. Already has a Nashor's Tooth. Already has a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's gonna be a very, very scary Mordekaiser. I think that got a fight going on in the mid lane.
Nice ultimate coming in from Flydrate. Really good bullet time to counteract, but really nice. Like, I like the look of Guy Fieri here, trying to go in with that, going with that Cyclone with Ganleon's Glacial Storm. I think I like that combo. I like what they're looking for. It's just MF also had a really good ultimate there.
Yeah, MF's ultimate, and then the Malzahar TPing in, it's just too much of a threat for them to follow through with that. We see. Go ahead.
What do you think Maokai needs to do at this point in order to get back? I have my own thoughts, but I just want to know what you think.
I think Maokai just needs to go wherever the Mordekaiser is not. I like what he's doing by just going bot lane and trying to pick up that farm that's a little bit closer to his base. But he just needs to stay as far away from this Mordekaiser as he can, because obviously, the matchup's not working, and it's the point in the game where you can't keep trying. You know, 4 and
Yep.
1, you can't go into that anymore. You know, you have to find something else to do, and I think going
3K
somewhere
goal
else.
differential. 3K differential, by the way. Press X to show the
Yeah,
goal
so
differential,
that's
but
yeah, that's 3,000 on the top lane. 3,000 difference on the top lane. Everything else looks, you know, fairly even, a little bit, you know, to one side here or there, but you see how big that 4-1 Mordekaiser
oh,
is
you
really
see the
getting.
Mordekaiser grab coming onto Jirachi. Jirachi had the flash. Glacial Storm comes in, but Glacial Storm doesn't really hit anybody.
Yeah,
So now
go ahead.
Jirachi had to flash heal. Jirachi had to flash heal now. Flash heal there, so they have no summoner spells at the moment.
I really want to
Jarvan
see.
just comes in and goes in and gets a flag and drag, gets a three-man cataclysm, essentially four because Yumi's attached to one of them, and really good cataclysm coming in from OG Juiceman. Really good pull up damage from double time, bullet time.
That was a huge fight for the side of Butter Our Biscuits, and you know, this is where you start to see, you know, in the team fight part of this game where their comp is really going to start to shine and show you just what they're here to do. They're here to CC you and to just get all this AoE damage and not let you do anything in return. And that's what they just did. You know, it looked
Juice,
like going into that fight that OG Juice Man was like just one man diving four of them. But you know, really, it was smart. He gets the Cataclysm down, he locks four of them down, and the Misfortune can just ult through the Cataclysm and just get all that damage down on everyone on the team.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that four-man, essentially a four-man cataclysm. That was giant
That was
cataclysm,
huge. That was huge.
and also like, yeah, Juice Man and Biscuit had died, but the the damage dealers, the three damage dealers were all alive. So you know, at the end, it's the win-win for them.
Absolutely. That's, you know, that's the best you could have asked from them. And it looks like they're up here trying to take the second Rift Herald. It looks like it's going to go uncontested for the most part, and we'll see where they decide to take that. Personally,
I would take it mid. I would
I
take it mid. Nivea's not there.
yeah, Anivia's not there anymore, so I would try to break mid
Oh,
open.
another huge cataclysm coming in from OG Juice Man, but just gets out.
Yep, that, you know, that
Nice net.
Caitlyn net is really, you know, saving
Caitlyn
her.
net's really the key. Yep. Caitlyn net's really the key. How she uses the net.
We see
Guy
the
Fieri coming in with a huge cyclone with a really good follow-up. Glacial Storm catches three people into that Glacial Storm Cyclone combo. That was a really good wombo combo coming in from the side of Blog.
Yeah, that was really good, and you get to see how that combo really plays out when you don't have to back off, when you can go ahead and follow through and do what you're trying to do. Which, you know, earlier I would agree with the decision they made backing off of it, but right there, you know, they didn't have to back off and can really show how even though they're behind, they could still take your team and rip it to shreds, which is what they just did. And finally getting that shutdown on the Mordekaiser. I didn't see who got that shutdown.
Well, Anivia got the Mordekaiser shut down.
Anivia shut down the Mordekaiser. I like that.
Yep, I have chat not disabled, so I can see that.
Ah. I'm just going off of the advice from my last stream. You know, John told me to turn off chat, so I figured, okay. I'm new to this. I'll listen to people who've done it before. Anyways, so you know, after those fights and getting that shutdown, it looks like the goal difference is really kind of evened out between the teams. Although we do see a lead of an extra dragon on the side of Bob. It's not too much of a one-sided game at this point, and it's definitely still anybody's game.
And remember, whoever gets, because it's an Infernal Soul, whoever gets the Infernal Drake is just going to be pumping out a lot of damage.
Yeah, and oh, it is Infernal Soul, so I like that, you know, if I were playing this game, I would have liked the fact that the first two dragons got split, so that whichever team claims the Infernal Soul, they're gonna have 3 times the Infernal Dragon damage plus the soul. So they're really just going to be, pumping out as much damage as anyone could want.
Hmm.
And I would say, that soul would be equally strong for either team.
Absolutely. Especially with Infernal Drake on a Nivea or Caitlyn or even Wukong, just
That
a
would be
lot of damage.
that'd be nasty. See the
Or
Mordekaiser ult coming
Mordekaiser.
down. We'll see if he can do anything
And
with
then
it. But then a huge fight mid.
A huge MF ultimate, a huge bullet time there, a little disjointed, and another grasp comes onto Caitlyn, and Caitlyn just dies from the nether grasp. I think Caitlyn needs that QSS now that you realize that Malzahar still exists, and Malzahar can just press R, and you're deleted from the game.
Yeah, and it looks like Matt did not end up going for the Shirelias and went instead for the
Or the Mikhails, rather.
redemption or Mikhail's. Yeah, you're right. And he instead went for the redemption rush, which I don't get that. I
I
don't get
mean,
that.
it's fine because you get the AoE heal because you're trying to still do the AoE wombo combo anyways with the Wukong and Anivia, and as well as you have a lot of AoE damage coming in from the side of Bob. And then we see the Rift Herald being dropped onto bot lane, probably a desperation drop of Rift Herald because it was gonna expire, but
Yeah, more than likely, but we'll see if they get anything from it. Or actually, it looks like they might be trying to transition towards the Baron. They have great vision control over it, and while Blog goes down to deal with that Rift Herald, they may just try to sneak this dragon or this Baron.
well, no, they won't be able to do that because Maokai still can do the Rift Herald on their own. Just deal with the Rift Herald, just hit the eye and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true. That was yeah. You're probably right. That was more of a desperation. It was running out than anything else, and that's really unfortunate that sometimes the Rift Herald is used that way. But that's the game.
And then we see the flag just being dropped randomly.
I think it was
Just for vision scouting.
yeah. I think it was just to see what was there.
And then we see a huge cyclone coming on from Guy Fieri, but a really the solar flare being dropped, and then the Anivia is just Cataclysm goes on, the huge bullet time comes in, and then Jabberwock is just walking on, gets a grab onto JLP. JLP goes down, gets a double kill onto Jabberwock on the Mordekaiser, and the Mordekaiser is just huge. The Mordekaiser also has a Morello, which means a lot less healing. Caitlyn's just mowing them down though. Caitlyn and Anivia. A flash auto comes in.
Oh
from
my
Jirachi.
goodness, that attack range. 200
Jirachi
years, everyone.
Jirachi really making good use of that Stormrazor plus red buff slow.
Yeah,
Really
that was
slowing down Flydrate, so then catching out Flydrate and killing them.
that was probably the best way that could have gone for the side of Blog. They saw, or they had that fight started out with the Wukong coming in, and that was a really great ult, and really showing how strong the changes to this were, having both the clone and him just spinning for that second ult and just knocking everyone on the side of Bob up. But Bob did a great job of turning that fight and getting some kills on the side of Blog. These two team names are so close. It's funny. Anyways, but I really like how Jirachi especially was not scared off by that, and Jirachi and Ganween were able to just push up that lane, get an extra tower after technically almost losing a fight. They just kept pushing and ended up getting another kill for it. It was really well done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think what's going on here, I think like let's see. It was just seeing the cyclone comes out from Jabberwock onto Jabberwock. Jabberwock gets taken down by Guy Fieri. Nice cyclone, nice gank there. Wukong, fair and balanced champion, by the way.
Okay, we see this Baron play coming in. Can you stop at 27 and 10 seconds because my stream lagged for just a second?
Okay. That's a huge team fight too, so you might
Yeah,
want to
here it
rewind
comes.
that.
Yeah, I'm at 27-10.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. And then we see the Glacial Storm being pulled onto the Baron.
They're starting up this Baron, although Bob has some vision. It looks like they're not scared of it, and they're just going to use that Glacial Storm to just get some huge DPS. We see Bob trying to get... Oh, and they stole the Baron. Wow. That was really well done by Bob.
Yeah, that was a really yeah. Oh my gosh. Guys, J4 just literally stole Baron with the flag and drag. OG Juiceman really showing that he is a jungler to not to mess with.
Absolutely. That was really well done. Getting that Baron, even though Blog had such good control over that pit. And honestly, I don't think that that was the call for Blog to go for that Baron there, just because Butter or Biscuits had too much vision over there, and it just allowed them to do exactly what they did and steal it. You know,
Headshot.
if
Somebody
ever there were a time to type "thanks for the leash" in chat, that would be it. No, I'm kidding.
that that would be
That
toxic.
would be toxic. That would be so toxic. I'm kidding.
Anyway, we're setting up a fight here. Setting up a wall with the actual Anivia wall and the Caitlyn traps. Really tried to secure that dragon here.
And
A
that gives
flash
them the
ulti
dragon.
onto Caitlyn. The Cataclysm comes in though against Caitlyn. Caitlyn gets locked down. And J4 Cataclysm is just killing it.
Just
And
doing
JLP,
so much work with that J4 man. It's so disruptive into bot lane and the old guys' team fight. That J4 just jumping in and saying, you can't go here.
yeah, the problem right now though, Anivia's wave clear is ginormous at this point. Anivia is huge.
Anivia is massive, and that's the thing with this champion and why you really have to ban it away, because even if you're getting behind, Ganwei knows just what he needs to do on this champion to take advantage of the fact that his team is behind. I've heard him talk about this several times. Is he likes it when the game is in this state. He likes it when all the outers, or at least the outer in one or two lanes, has been taken, because that means he can farm that much more safely.
Which then, if you free farm as Anivia, then you basically just like you get free real estate and just
You just get
you
massive.
can stall out. You just stall the game forever.
Yeah, with the Nivea, that's what you do. You farm, and then you stall the game as long as you want until the rest of your team can kind of catch up, and then then you can start turning things and you can really dictate the pace of a game. A good Anivia is really great at dictating the pace of any game they want.
And then the bullet time comes Slime, right? Pretty okay. It has a low cooldown at this point, so bullet time shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, it's not really a big deal that it was blown there. I think that was more for wave clear purposes than anything else. And just
Probably.
more for like wave clear and zoning, saying I don't want you to keep pushing here. And it seemed like it worked. They're backing off, they're going elsewhere.
I think at this point they have to start targeting the Anivia. I think so.
They need to, that's 1,000 gold for whoever can claim that bounty, and it would really help Butter or Biscuits to get that shut down, because it's the time in the game where death timers are getting longer, and if you could take that incredible stalling champion out of the game for 30-45 seconds, you could really get a lot of work done.
And especially because Anivia's main strength is like wave clearing stalling. If you can get rid of that, all you have left for DPS at that point. Oh, Guy Fieri will do some damage, but at the same time, only one that's really left for DPS is Riley on that Caitlyn, or Jirachi on that Caitlyn.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see if someone's able to shut down. I see
you see the two Kyosess on Wukong and Caitlyn, and then we see the Mikhails on the Yumi. So really trying to
They
avoid that CC lockdown at the moment.
they finally paid their taxes. They finally paid their taxes, and we'll see if it's enough or to get them out. But it really depends because if Butter or Biscuits decides uh, to do what I really think they should and target one person and make sure you're locking down that one person, then one QSS and one Mikhails is not going to be enough.
It's not, especially with a Cataclysm, because Cataclysm you cannot QSS it, you cannot Mikhails it,
Right, and
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 Malzahar ulti you can only QS it, so you can't use Mikhail to cleanse that.
right. So for example, Malzahar ults Caitlyn QSS's. J4 comes in, does Cataclysm, she has to net. And then Leona comes down with her ult, and then Yumi has to use her, Mikhail's, and then they still have so much CC still available. You've got the Mordekaiser pull, you've got Leona's engaged in her Q, which is on like a 1 second cooldown at this point in the game. Like it's almost non-existent. You Q whenever you want, and it's just not going to be enough if they decide to focus on one target, which really is what at the beginning of the game when we were saying that's what we want to see Butter Our Biscuits doing, is really using their team to lock somebody down and take them out of the game. We see him setting up for something in this Pixel Brush, and Leona getting catch out. Leona's just getting taken down.
Nice wall pick by Ganwi and Zanivia. Really good job on that. And then we see the flag and drag comes out from OG Juiceman being able to get out there. Guy Fury is still looking for it, still looking for that pick. Infernal Drake is up though, so Infernal Drake's just gonna be taken now. Now third Drake coming in for bot lane and the old guys.
It looks like it. We'll see if they're. Yep, they just took it, and that was a really well thought out setup for that dragon. Keeping them from getting the soul.
Flash Cyclone onto OG Juiceman, and then we see the Ace of the Hulk come out, and then we see the final chapter comes out from Yumi, but Fleeing Panda gets out. Fleeing Panda does not get out. The Cyclone comes in, and the bullet time comes in. A nice bullet time to actually clear the wave, but this is not quite enough. Teleport comes in from OG Juiceman, but it's a little too late.
Yeah, as I was saying, that was a really smart setup for that dragon, waiting in that pixel brush and getting that pick on the Leona, so you could turn and sort of force Butter Our Biscuits out of that side of the jungle and secure that dragon. But then they decided to keep pushing and try to get some kills, and it really seemed to work out for them. They were able to kill Fleeing Panda under the tower, who, as I was
see the Baron being taken right now.
Yeah, Baron being taken. I don't think I'm going to see much of a contest for this one. I don't think they're in the position to. They've got Malzahar down, their jungler's down. I don't believe Flydrate has his ultimate up at this point. It looks like it's just going to be a free Baron. They're going to reset. You see the gold lead now on the side of bot lane of the old guys. They're really doing a great job of turning this game around. They went from, what was it, 1 drag to 3 or something like that. Now it's 3 to 3. They're both teams on Soul Point. They've done just an outstanding job of turning this game around and keeping it as even as possible. It seems like at every step of the way, even if they lose a trade or they lose a fight, immediately they're like, okay, how can I take something from this? And that was a very preemptive Leona ult, but the flag and drag coming in, and it doesn't matter. Jirachi's just able to walk back out of that, and that's a lot of stuff down for really no payoff. We'll see if that is really going to do anything for them.
Flash flag and drag on to Ganwian. Ganwian gets turned into an egg. Ganwian gets taken down by MF. MF gets that shutdown gold. 1,000 shutdown gold going onto that MF. That is huge shutdown gold coming down from MF. MF had a really good bullet time there. Really good engaged flag and drag coming in from OG Juiceman. OG Juiceman on point with a flag and drag and cataclysms. Give this man an MVP if he wins, but oh my god,
that was a really good, that was a really well done engage right there. They finally got that shutdown, and it went on, probably the best person for it to go on is that Misfortune. At this point in the game, you're really going to be worrying about how can you enable the Misfortune and to do the most damage that she can in these team fights. The Mordekaiser has a lot of damage, but he's got to be frontlining up there to be able to get it off. And Malzahar the same thing. His ultimate, he has to be pretty close to get it off. And in a 5v5 team fight, that's just not safe. So you're gonna be really wondering on how you can get this more Misfortune enabled to do the most damage. And having that extra 1,000 gold is gonna be great. It looks like she's got a GA at this point, which is gonna be really helpful as well, keeping her in those fights longer.
Absolutely. And then we see the Solar Flare comes down right onto Jirachi. A follow-up bullet time comes in. Cataclysm comes onto Wukong, so that peel like Wukong off. Really good. And Leona survived long enough, but they're sitting right in the glacial storm. And then Anivia is just running everybody down right now. They still have ulti, and then we see Jabberwock trying to get onto Genduin, but Exhaust comes down and Ganwian takes down Jabberwock right there, and oh my gosh,
I'm good friends with Ganwian, with Stuart, and I can hear him right now in his comms, just cackling, just laughing, and asking, why did you stand in my glacial storm for so long? And he was able to pull a double kill out of that, and then a third kill on that Mordekaiser, because they didn't position around the Anivia ult, and that was really, really bad for the side of Butter Biscuits, and it really cost them that fight.
Yup. Really scary Anivia.
That's a terrifying Anivia.
4.5 items Anivia.
4.5 items, and you've got a Yumi sitting on her,
Level
so
18.
you know she's not gonna die. Look at how much damage she's coming from those empowered E's. Oh my goodness.
And then we see a huge bullet time, and Cataclysm comes out, but I don't think it matters. Ganwian is just taking down everybody by the storm, taking down one by one.
Yeah, he's got way too much damage right now for anybody to mess with him. You have to look to pick the Anivia before you try to do anything. And it looks like that Infernal Soul is now going over to the side of bot lane of the old guys, which is going to be huge on that Anivia. She's going to be doing so much damage that I don't know how Butter Our Biscuits is going to be able to contest that. They're just at this point it looks like they're just running them down into their base, and they can't really do too much to stop it.
No, unfortunately not.
It looks like they're pulling out. They're taking the safe route, and the decision was made. Take what we can, and let's back up. Let's see if we can get some other lanes pushing. We don't think that we can end the game, and I agree with that call. I don't think they could have ended right there, but they got some huge pressure getting that middle inhib and getting supers coming in. And that's going to help them be able to just get automatic pressure in the mid lane, and they can get pressure elsewhere by just putting people. I see Butter Biscuits going in to engage on this Anivia, see if they can shut him down. It's another 1,000 gold to whoever can kill her.
And it goes down to Fladrate again.
Again, the Misfortune's getting, that's now 2,000 gold from shutdowns on that Anivia on Flydrate.
Gotta give props to Flydrate here with a really good bullet time.
Yeah, he's positioning really well and staying back so that he's able to get the full channel of the ult off. Okay, my stream just lagged, so let's go ahead and pause at 41 minutes 10 seconds.
Okay. Okay, it's there now.
9, 10. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Unpause.
All right.
We just see them backing. So much gold.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold to be spent. Let's see.
Also, Misfortune now has a 500 gold shutdown. Or now 800 gold technically.
Yeah, Misfortune, she's got 500, 800 to whoever kills her, and she's sitting on 2,500 right now. That's, a large buy.
And you have to consider right now. you have to consider right now they're trying to look a fight. Malzahar isn't there. Malzahar has to clear the supers right now, so he's not there at the moment. I think it's their blog's time to engage, especially without Malzahar existing. They have to
Yeah, I
they
just don't
do
think.
look for something.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna go for it here. They're too. They might be a little bit too worried about if the Malzahar's coming. Because
Anivia is gonna come in first too. I think they look to either keep poking them out.
I think what they're doing is just trying to establish some vision dominance and to poke them out so that they cannot contest this Baron. That way they could just take the Baron and end the game um, just untouched. That's a lot of stuff
And then
coming down.
and then we
Misfortune's
see a
ulting.
solar play comes in and nice engage coming in from Biscuit Hat. Doesn't matter though. Just I think Blog takes down that fight. Malzahar ult comes down, but doesn't matter. QSS happens and triple kill comes in for Caitlyn, and now I
It
think this
looks
is
like
game.
they're just gonna walk
This
it
is game.
down and end the game. That was an incredible counter engage by Guy Fieri. Jarvan comes in and Flag and Drags gets some knockups, and then he just comes in on the Wukong, says, "Oh no, you don't," and he just stalls everything out and does so much damage. They're just able to turn the fight. They were able to get a clean sweep, an ace, and they just walk it in the mid lane and end the game. Very well done on the side of bot lane and the old guys. And I'm really looking. I know we're only doing one per the series, but I'm really looking at Ganwian for this MVP.
They have
11-2 was half healthing people with those empowered Anivia E's, and that was just some dirty, dirty damage and great positioning by Ganwian, and
absolutely.
and he was really able to help lead his team to victory on his most comfortable champion. I would be very, very surprised if Butter or Biscuits decides to leave that up for the second game. But we'll see what happens in this next pick ban coming at you very soon. I'm gonna cut the stream here and start the next stream up here in just a couple minutes. Thanks for
All right,
watching, and I hope
now
you stay around.